So it's Tuesday evening. Yes, it is a bit early for a midweek update, but because of what else I've got happening or I'm doing this week, I need to put one out tonight. You'll hear about that later on in this update. So we do get started combining with this. We're doing spring barley. Also looking at the stewardship plots because we've got one or two issues with the winter bird food areas that were put in a few weeks ago. So I'll show you that as well. But the main theme of this update is harvesting starting. So chocks away, as they say. We've finally got started harvest 25 here. This is all about this in its update. It'll not be too long, but also at the end, I've got a friend of mine staying with us. Him and his wife are staying with us from Australia. They come over here most years, and at the minute they're here, and I've been with them all day. And I'm obviously recording this now on Tuesday. And we also go to Bomber Command in Lincoln, which is all about the Second World War and the dam busters. But if those of you haven't been to that, that's what you want to go and see when you can, because it's really good. So a little bit from Bomber Command as well. So let's crack on now and go into this update. Thanks for watching. So we've got harvesting, we've got chat to John from Australia about farming in England. He used to farm here and he farmed in WA across in near Perth as well. So a little bit of a varied update on this midweek update, and here we go. Hope you enjoy it. It's Monday morning, nice bright sunny day. We're going to get combining later, hopefully. Just before we do that though, I'm just wanting to look at two of our stewardship areas. The update I posted on Sunday, if you remember, we got some slug damage in one of them. Well, Tom and Ruben are going to go out, or Tom's going out soon to put some pellets on that. I'm just going around the other areas to look at what they're like. You can see this one's a lot better, but this is the slug damage that I've brought from that other plot to compare it to this. I'll just show you. You can see here what they're like. You can see the leaves are a bit chewed, frazzled at the end. There's a bit of shredding going on inside them. Whereas you look at this area, this is much better. There isn't anywhere near the damage in here. When you look down closely at the leaves, you can see there a little bit of damage there, but not too bad. But one thing I have noticed, there's an awful lot of broadleaf weeds growing here. Just look at them, all the little ones growing. This is the trouble. We had no rain at all before we planted the crop, and so of course the weeds and the crop have come out up together. But it should be okay with the chicken muck in it. That's sort of the rain's washed in and the crop's taking that up now. It should start to grow really quickly. Come to another area in the same field, and also looks really good down here. And they've got the A17 just literally through there. So just there. So this is the main road that goes from Newark through to Kings Lynn, right past the farm gate. So some of you travel on this road quite a lot because I've heard you say so, you tell me, which is great. You'll go past this area, and this is right on the corner of Brant-Bruton Crossroads. Actually, I'll tell you what I will do. I'll put a what 3 words location of where this is when I get round to that roadside so you can see. And you'll be able to see as you drive past here what it's like, because it's growing like mad, and it provides habitat and food and shelter for wildlife all throughout the winter. Really growing well, this one is. It's about 12 o'clock, 11 on Monday, and we are just getting ready now to go combining. Got all the stuff here. We're going to start on some spring barleys first, and then go on to some wheat, but we're going to do the spring barley first. We've got the old MX here, you can see on one of the trailers, which will be good. I'm going to go on that shortly as well. And then we've got friends from Australia who are staying with us all this week. We've just got to get what we call a dog, one of those retractable dog leads that bailies fit on the side of the trailer for pulling the easy sheet over. I'll just show you that. John's going to nip to bailies at Sleaford to get a couple of those because ours have broken, and need to just get those replaced, and then we're all ready for off. So I'm just going to go and take the header, which in Australian terms, as John has just reminded me, the header is the whole combine, whereas in the UK the header is the front of the combine. So I'm just going to take that behind the Manitou, and then John's going to pick me up and bring me back for the traction trailer. So this is what I'm meaning. Can't quite show you here because I've just cut it off, but there's a long, like a dog lead type rope there that has the retractable bit that fastens on this bracket here. We'll use that for pulling the easy sheet over when we've got a bit of showers and things, and the weather's not very settled at the minute, so we really need that, so we can do that. Here's the header all ready to go, and then Tom's got the new 6215 on the other trailer. Combine's just in the background. Tom's room is just filling it up with fuel, and then off we go. So this is the first trailer load of Harvest 25, just about empty into. We're on one of the contract farms that we've been farming for a number of years. This is a decent crop of spring barley. We are baling it. You can just see there's a nice bit of straw here as well for this year, because there's not a lot of straw otherwise. It's one other thing as well with combining and putting straw in. If you can see, Ruben, the minute he gets to the end, he backs and doesn't turn the combine with lots of straw coming out the back. It just makes it a lot easier for the balers to do, and you get a lot tidier job. So this is the first tank for the barley. Looks quite a decent sample as well. Just stopped because Ruben was just started here and he got a heck of a rackle, and it was this was loose. Just had to put some more bolts in down there just to fasten that. Try now. It was when it was cutting that you could hear the rattle, not when it was just running out the crop. So get the knife going and the reel. One thing I am surprised at is the amount of straw here. The crop is still shorter than what we'd normally have, probably about 9 inches shorter, and there is less straw than we'd normally have. But for this year, I don't think that's too bad. We are going to bale it, which is the second year running with baled straw, which we don't normally bale. Anyway, I'm just putting underneath to empty, Ruben, before we get to the end of the field. There is fully empty now. I've got 3/4 the load, so I'm going to go now from and go out this corner. Tom is waiting the other side of the field with load with a traction trailer somewhere. Where is he? Through there. And there's Ruben just backing up now. Leave a nice neat square corner for the balers. You can see here, got one there. Always makes me smile when you see combines doing stunt turn at the end when they're dropping straw in a trail, and it just makes life difficult for the baling drivers, and it leaves straw all over the field. So having these neat corners, to me, just makes much more sense. If you're going to bale the straw, get all of it. Another thing as well, I always think you need trailer drivers to actually think where the combine is going to be full. To me, there's nothing worse than the trailer following the combine around the field when it doesn't need to be. Think where he needs to be and go around the other way around the field and meet him, so you're not running the field down. And if you've got, like now, I'm not full, but there's an empty trailer in the field, so for me to fill this trailer up, I'd have to follow the combine all the way around the field, and I'll be full at the wrong end of the field, so running the field down and compacting it. So I'm going to take it, even though I've only got 3/4 of load, because Tom, as you've seen, is already in the field. So just a case of just thinking about it and just trying to make the job a bit easier. Just climbed up to have a look how full the load is. You can see there's a big gap at the back, but that's fine. Probably hold another 3 or 4 tons on here and heap it up. Ruben's just stopped. I think what the problem is, because we're cutting it quite low to get as much straw as we can, it's just pushing up with soil a little bit. And there's Tom, just waiting for him to get around there. Just looking at this, there's quite a nice sample here. Barley's quite bold, quite plump. Few green grains in it, but there always is on the outside with the tram lines and things. They'll just sort of shrivel up. So first load of Harvest 25 just coming on the weighbridge. We weigh every load, sample it, and then we've got a real strict or real accurate record. There we are, the display there, but it's also inside the weighbridge. We've got an accurate record of whatever's gone in every building, moisture wise, temperature, tons and everything. So we're going to sample it now using the probe outside. I can't do that on videos, but I'll do that another day and show you it actually in action. So I've got it all sampled. Come out at 15.5 moisture, 63.4 kilograms, that's a bushel weight, and 26.5 degrees. That's the temperature of the grain. So we just record it all down, all the various details, and we've got the tower weight of this traction trailer is 1,300 kilograms, so 13 tons dead on. The John Deere and trailer 2's 14.72 tons. So every single load will be written down here keep a record of that, and then we get a sample. We got a plastic pint beer glass, and every single trailer load we get one of those into here, which is into that one, and then we get a representative sample. Get some sample bags, which we've got here, these bags, and then we keep them, and one will go off to the merchants. It's been sold to Frontier under a malting barley contract, and then we'll keep another one ourselves. And then we know exactly where we are all throughout the season, what grain's in the shed, at what temperature, what moisture, what tons, and everything. Just got a knife section that's gone on the edge here, so we're just changing that. But just look at the insects on the header here, crawling about. That's it, that's got the new section in. The old one was got a big chunk out the side. Very easy to change with 2 bolts. Get it in between the fingers like that, really easy to change. But you need to watch your own fingers, because it's very easy to lose one. I've just put the pusher blade on the Manitou to push up for the first time this year. We've finished combining the first field, which was only about 12 hectares. We're halfway across the second, which is even smaller, it's only 6. So we managed to tip 4 or 5 loads without pushing up, and I'm just going to push this up now and then go back with the trailer, with the Manitou here, put it on the header trailer, and then ready to move the combine into the last of the smaller fields around at the back of Stragglethorpe village. So just going in the shed here, I will pop the light on. It's a bit dark. Oh, it's okay, I'm alright, I can see. Yeah, so I need to push that heap there. Get out the window, you'll see it better. You need to push that heap there into that corner, and then just level it all up. It'll take 2 or 3 goes to get it to the back of the shed, and we'll run on a little bit of barley on the floor here, but there won't be much. So that's got that pushed up, and obviously there's a lot more to go in front of it, but not as much as normal because of the weather. But the reason why we do it now and keep up with it is because if we get too many loads in front, we can't reach and push it to the back. So that's why we need to keep on top of it. Just looking out the back of the combine at the neat rows of straw this combine leaves, you can see it comes out full width below the New Holland badge, and then it tapers down. There's some little deflectors you can see that are making it narrower. But when you look here at this is sort of brackled over. You can just see the barley's taffled about a bit here, and the ears are sort of down into the crop. But it's not a bad crop, this one. Not quite sure what it's going to yield in grain terms, but when you look, there's quite a bit of straw. Nice bit of straw here. Quite a really neat narrow swath. That's what this combine's really good at. You can see there. Quite a lot of straw as well for the year anyway. Barley straw's really good for livestock. Really nice and soft, and they can actually eat it as well. Cattle can eat it as well as for bedding. This is the second field finished tonight, Monday night about 8:30. Second field of barley. Trouble is the sun's going down now, and once the sun goes down with barley, the dew starts to drop, and you can't go very late into night, where with wheat you can. Anyway, this is that Trailer nearly full. Just got back to the yard. That's a full load. But with it being barley, it won't weigh heavy. Now that trailer, if you get that amount of wheat on it, you'd normally have about 18 and 19 tons on there. But we'll just have a look and just see what we've got total weight. And there we go. Take away 13 tons, which is the empty tear. That's what's that, 16.14 tons. It's Wednesday lunchtime, and you can see behind me I've got a Lancaster. I'm at Bomber Command on the edge of Lincoln. This is where you can come and look at all the history of the Second World War. Huge amount here, and I've got a couple staying with me from Australia. They're friends of mine. I met them about 20 years ago, so they're staying with Ronda and I at the minute. And we've had a shower of rain at the farm this morning, so we can't do any combining yet. But the sun's now been out about an hour, so hopefully we might be able to get going a bit later. We're just going to go in here because it's great in here. Huge amount to see and do, and I'm going to be helping and working with them going forward because I want to help promote it. And for those of you who haven't been, or if you want a day out, come here because it's just fantastic what there is to see here. So this is a map inside that you press these buttons and it lights up the various RAF stations. And if you look, so 1940, there was only those in 1940 lit up. The main ones, Waddington, Binbrook, and if you go to 42, there's more lit up, a lot more. Fullback, that's the one nearest me. And then if you go, the last one, 1944, and press that, a lot more lit up. Coningsby, Medlingham, Waddington again. All these. Then another interesting one, these ones on the coast here. If you go to bombing ranges in wartime Lincolnshire, watch those on the coast light up. There. Holbeach, Wainfleet, Leverton. All these are on the east coast. And then local places open today. These are still, they're not active, but they're open. And so Cranwell's active near us. Waddington's not far away. So I have got a good friend of mine here, not from this country, from Australia. Well, actually, John, you were from this country originally.
Yeah, originally from Suffolk.
From Suffolk, used to farm in Suffolk, which was where, near Clare?
Yeah, Stoke by Clare, Haverhill,
Yeah.
Sudbury.
Yeah.
That was back in 1968 when we emigrated to Australia. At the time, probably like now, farmers were fed up with the government, so farmers were either leaving to go to Canada or Western Australia. So my father chose Western Australia, and off we went. And I wouldn't recommend it to anybody though, farming in Australia.
It's not easy.
No, definitely not.
No.
Trying to farm on sand with very little rain, very difficult.
Yeah. So that was in WA, so near Perth. So how long did that last when you went over there?
Well, we bought the farm in 1968. I left after 17 and a half years, and because I couldn't see any future in it. Had one bad year after another, and mind you, we were only growing crops that were sort of like quarter of a tonne an acre. Might be good.
Were they weren't winter crops, they were spring?
All spring, yeah. We never plant winter, no.
Yeah,
no.
Okay.
And even when you plant spring wheat or barley, it can still get frosted.
Can it really?
Yeah.
You don't realise that? You don't think Australia has that type of climate?
No. I mean, it used to get so cold on the farm that the dams would freeze over. The diesel in the tractors would turn to jelly. Yeah. So you'd have to prime them the next morning to start them.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and then what did you do after that when you packed in farming?
I came and lived in 2 years, so my wife, who was born in Perth, could see where I came from, and I had 2 children. So we based ourselves in Suffolk for 2 years, and then went back to Australia, and always had to buy a business for an occupation.
Yeah. And now you've retired and you've been over here. You've come over here most years. It's 2 years since you were last over here.
Yeah.
And then what do you think to things over here? We've just been and seen a local combine running, neighbouring farmer running. Technology today compared to what you saw is just staggering.
Exactly. I mean, if we could have grown crops like that, I'd probably still be farming in Australia. But
yeah,
it sort of makes an Australian farmer cry when they see the crops here.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's staggering.
Yeah.
And then also when you start to look at and compare other things to Australia, the prices of things. I know you were saying that the price of beer and food generally.
Yeah, most things in the supermarkets are more expensive than they are back home. For example, a coffee would cost me $5 here. They're £3, £4, so about $8. Yeah, seven.
So 50% more.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know how people can afford to eat or drink out. But
no. And what about food? If you went out and you wanted a steak or something like that?
Yeah, everything here on the menu is dearer than home.
Is it really? Is everything?
Yeah.
And the price of petrol and fuel?
Petrol's dearer, yeah. We pay probably, what's it here, say $1.30 a litre.
Yeah.
£1.30 to $2.60. We're paying about $2.10 a litre.
Okay. Yeah. But anyway, it's interesting because as you've seen in this clip earlier on, we've just got back from the Bomber Command. That was an interesting place, wasn't it?
Very interesting, yeah. I even found a distant relation's name on one of the boards there.
Yeah.
So we looked into that and found out all the history of what happened to him. Yeah.
It's staggering actually there, and I'm going to be doing some and helping them actually, because obviously that's very near to me here and they want some funding. They're going to do a lot of work up there, and if you ever want to go to that, it's really fantastic on the top edge of Lincoln to see some history of the Second World War and Bomber Command and the Lancasters and the Dam Busters and all those, which are all obviously cemented in history. But yeah, it's really interesting, wasn't it, John, up there, seeing that?
Yeah, it was. I mean, just all the poppies up there. I mean, obviously from the air you can see that there's a Lancaster bomber in the poppies, but standing side on you can make it out. But the picture I saw back in Australia, I think Rhonda sent me, was done by a drone. You can actually appreciate the whole bomber.
Yeah.
But the views from there across to the cathedral is just magnificent.
It's staggering, isn't it?
Yeah. That's well worth a visit.
Yeah. But anyway, so John's over here for a few days. We're off out tonight because it's my birthday today. So we're off out tonight for something to eat, local pub. Then tomorrow I'm off to Prague, to Czech Republic, to an open day for Bednar Machinery, and leaving John and Glenn with Rhonda. But then I'm be back on Friday. And we're not combining at the minute today because of the weather. You can see it's cloudy and murky overhead. You can see there, very cloudy at the minute. We've had a shower of rain here today, and we're not going at the minute, but hopefully we'll be going in a couple of days, or maybe even less if the weather picks up. So thanks for watching this update, and we'll see you next time. I'm not sure whether I'll have some clips from Prague and from Bednar, or whether we'll be combining. But we'll see you. There might be a sort of midweek update on maybe Thursday night. I'll see how we're getting on. So from John and myself, cheerio.
Bye for now.
A quick post-finish note, and just wanted to show you some wheat here that Ruben and Tom have just tried some this afternoon while I've been with John and Glenn at the Bomber Command, just to get a true sample, because the best way of getting a moisture sample is to put it through the combine, because if you rub it out by hand, that you've seen me do, and you get a hand sample, then it's always a bit lower moisture than the combine, because the combine, it just generally is higher. So we've got a sample of wheat here, and I must say I'm quite pleased with how this sample of wheat looks like. This is the variety Beowulf, so I'll just show you this before we go. So this is what they've just combined a little bit, and that's quite a decent sample, which I'm surprised at. Quite heavy as well. Anyway, that is it finally from me now. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.